Hey, what's up guys? It's the Meridian Apurture. First of all, I would like to say a big thank you to all of you guys who have subscribed. I'm currently at 498 subscribers at the time of recording. I would really appreciate it if you click the subscribe button down below and get me to 500 subscribers, and that would be amazing. I'm halfway to the 1,000 subscriber mark, so let's get that going as fast as we can. So, today I'm going to be playing Transport Fever 2, a bit of a different video today, just because I thought this was a really awesome game and you guys might like to play as well. So let's go on and continue.
It's the dawning of the 20th century. Mankind is constantly creating amazing new inventions. Get involved in rapid technological progress and ensure smoothly running transportation in different regions of the world.
So how this game works is we have three different century time periods. We have the 19th century, the 20th century and the 21st century. And I'm going to show you the very first scenario today. So let's go on to the first one.
It's the dawning of the 20th century. America, in the midst of the 19th century. In the Nevada territory, where until recently only a handful of buffalo grazed, nowadays it's all hustle and bustle. Beyond the Sierra and near the Carson River, gold has been found. There's supposed to be loads of it. All you need to do is dig it up. Anyone who keeps at it hard enough will be richly rewarded. What a splendid opportunity.
And for everything there's these voiceovers, so every now and then you're going to hear this guy talking about what you need to do, what's happening in the area where you are, all the kind of information, and it's all very interesting. So here we go. Level 1. And the graphics, I think, are stunning.
Welcome to uncharted territory, newcomer. Want to get rich? Then you're in just the right place. Gold rush fever holds sway in Virginia City. And you lucky devil, you've won the mining rights for a promising claim in a poker game at the Red Dog Saloon. Soon you'll be hauling out gold nuggets as big as a cat's head. Thanks to cleverness and luck at cards, you have a gold mine. Oh, get an overview and find out where the riches lie.
For all of these messages that come up and audio readings, if you like, it has a play and pause button here, so you can pause them whenever you'd like. And this is going to just give us a rundown of how to play the game, essentially. If anybody is interested in the specs of my PC, then please leave a comment down below and I will post them for you. So let's get into it. So it says move, zoom, rotate and tilt the camera. So essentially you use the mouse button to move from side to side, up and down. You can zoom in by scrolling, and you move around by using the WASD keys, like so.
Discover the entrance to the tunnel.
Whenever it comes up with something which says discover or find a clue or whatever, you'll want to look for any of these yellow question marks. This one, for example, I'm going to click on it.
What a promising claim. Even though only a few boulders have been mined so far, that's no reason to lose heart. You'll just have to dig deeper. You ought to get hold of some solid timber from the nearby forest so that the fine shaft doesn't cave in. The beams will be excellent for stabilizing the tunnel. Build a station where the horse carts can be packed with logs.
Any text that's highlighted like this and your mouse turns into a hand, click on and it will take you where it wants you to go. So in this case it says build a truck stop in the highlighted area. So if you come down to this menu here, this is where all your controls are. You have your pause, play, fast forward and ×4 speed buttons there. These buttons we'll get onto if I do more videos on this game, and it will show you more options as you progress. Down here we have road vehicles, rail vehicles, ships and boats, planes, and then terrain. We have the bulldozer icon here, which means you can deconstruct or bulldoze anything you've already built, and you do get a refund for them, which is nice. Question mark, in case you're not 100% sure of what to do in context help. Your money down here, so how much you've actually got, and then your passenger numbers, your cargo numbers, and then up the side here is the current task. So if you lose this window, for example, just click on this and it'll take you back. So we're going to build a truck in the highlighted area as it says. So I'm going to go into road vehicles, buildings, and then we're looking for a truck station, which is this one here. And I'm going to attach it to the road. Now, as you'll see as I move it, there is a couple of blue lines which are appearing. You want these to be on whatever you want to attach something to. This is especially important if you have railway lines, because if these blue lines aren't there, for example if you put it about there, it's not going to be attached to the places you want it to be. For example, this wood farm here, I need it to be attached to that the best I can. There we go.
Explain to the sort of thick-skulled driver which route he should take.
Something else to note is these options here. This essentially will change the length of the station, so you can see it's got a bit longer. Your number of platforms, so if you want more platforms on either side, and the options there, and then tram track, self-explanatory, adds tram tracks to it. Whenever you want to escape from anything, you just press the escape key and it comes off. So what's our task? Establish a new line which runs from the new stop to the existing stop near the mine. So I'm going to click on this and it's going to take me to where I want to go. So I can see this is where I want to get to. That's the current stop. So what am I going to do? I'm going to build a line. So you go down to the bottom of your screen and you have this icon here. Click on it. Click on a new line. It starts off as this colour, line 1, but you can customise the name of it. And you're going to click on this twice, add the stations, first one first and the second one second.
Now,
like so.
There's got to be a small depot to park the horse-drawn carts too.
And it says build a vehicle depot in the highlighted area, which is this bit here. So I'm going to go down to my road icon and I'm going to go to road depot and build a depot here. Unlike the truck station, there is no option to make this larger or smaller. I'm just going to put it about there. Although you can manipulate this how you want. So for example, if you want to have it slightly further away, then you can do. I'm just going to have it as close as I can. So about there. Perfect.
Everything's all set. Now all you have to do is to get hold of a cart to transport the wood.
So, click on the depot and buy a horse cart. So I'm going to press the escape key to get out of that. Click on the depot, buy vehicles, and I need something which can transport wood. So be careful here, because if you buy the wrong vehicles, they're not going to work on your route. So I need wood. I can see the first one is only going to carry passengers because it has a little icon of a man. So I'm going to click on this one and it says cargo type wood. So I'm just going to buy... How many does it say? It doesn't say to buy a particular number, but I like to make sure there's enough. So I'm going to buy 3.
A sturdy vehicle. The transport can get started.
And then when you buy vehicles, you want to assign them to a line. In this case, it's this one because that's the only line we've got. It gets a bit more complicated if you have rail vehicles and road vehicles. Rail vehicles, of course, can't run on roads, so you can't assign those to road routes. So those lines won't appear for rail vehicle depots or rail vehicles. So I'm going to select them all by clicking this box at the top and press the new line tool and click number 1 and off we go.
It won't be long before it's possible to dig deeper. Well then, good luck.
And it says wait until the horse cart has delivered the logs to the mine. Now at present the game is paused, so I'm just going to put it into regular speed so you can see what kind of speed it is usually. And out will come the vehicles that you've bought for the depot. And now that we have a line established and vehicles to run on it, you can see here the wood has started to pile up from the factory. And it also shows up here as a small wood icon. It will multiply depending on how much wood is there, and eventually it will be just a large one, and that lets you know that it is working correctly. If something isn't working correctly, just double check you've got the correct kind of vehicles and make sure that the line is actually fully connected. Great, so these are picking up wood, so I'm going to speed it up. You have 3 speed sets. The regular one, a little bit faster, so that's 2 times speed, and then 4 times speed, which I'm going to put on. There we go. And that just means everything is going to go a bit faster. So they're going to take the wood to here, of course, which is where it is wanted. One cool thing to note as well is it has a little thing on it to tell you what it's going to do with the wood. So for example, this Virginia forest wood farm is telling me it's making wood and it's for me to take because it has the arrow pointing outwards.
Ha! Not everything that glitters is gold. So
And
got rid of the...
on here it has a little space here, so it's like you would insert this arrow into this one. It's pointing and then it's just curved off at the end. This means it's receiving wood, so that's nice. It gives you an idea of which one does which. Now it says build a cargo station, so essentially this is telling me to build a railway station because it's highlighted next to the railway line. So I'm going to click on to rail vehicles. You will also note that it comes up with a load of key commands, so number 2 on your keyboard opens rail. Eventually you'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and you'll just be able to press the key command to open it. There's a load of keyboard shortcuts to learn for this game. Something else to note when I've got this up, I'm going to get a cargo terminus station, is using the M and N keys you can manipulate it. So I can turn it left, I can turn it right. You can even use the arrow keys next to the M and N keys to dictate how high or low you want it. So for example, you can make it really high or you can make it really low. And of course we can see at the moment it's too long. So what am I going to do? I'm going to go over here and click on a shorter length of platform, and then as you can see 120 meters fits perfectly, so I'm going to click and build it.
The terrain is treacherous. Requires a few very twisted curves.
Connect the open ends of the track at Devil's Pass, Skull Rocks and Washington Hill. So essentially this railway line is incomplete, so what we need to do is build tracks to complete it. So I'm going to go and click on Devil's Pass and it's going to take us to here. For tunnels it will be completely automatic, so you just draw into where you want to go. So I'm just going to click on the track. I'm going to click on this and you have to drag it, so hold your click down, drag it across to where you want it to be attached, and depending on the depth in the ground, all these different height factors, it will be more and more expensive. So I've just clicked on that. I'm going to press the tick and it puts it in place, and I'm going to do exactly the same with this track and this track, and it should just automatically put a curve in for me, so I'm just going to put it like that, and there we go, it puts a curve right in. If you wanted to, you could build that, press the tick and then build further along, but of course in this case it says connect to the other green marker because it's telling us exactly what to do. So I'm going to do that, and then there's these two. Now of course again it will do the bridge automatically, so you don't have to worry about being really specific with building tools. So there we go.
Build a railroad route that rapidly transports all the ore to the valley.
So build a railway route, so it's connecting this Virginia city with Carson City, and it's very easy because I'm zoomed out and I can see both. So what am I going to do? I'm going to go into the line manager using the L key or just clicking on it, and I'm going to go on new line, click to add stations, add station, and connect Vineyard and connect Virginia with the other station over here.
A respectable railroad
Carson.
calls for a proper railroad yard.
And now it's asking me to build a depot. So I'm going to go over here and build a depot for our trains, otherwise we won't have any trains running. So train depot. And we're going to use the M key to make it in the box. There we go.
A truly well done structure. Now it just needs to be connected.
Connect the depot to the existing tracks. So I'm going to go on tracks and connect the tracks from the depot to these tracks. Depending on how long your points are, the speed limit will be higher. So of course from a depot it's going to be a tight curve straight away, so I'm going to move it a bit further, but as well you need to note that's going to increase the price the longer the points are. So because we're starting off, I'm going to just do it as short as I possibly can, and the train's not that fast anyway. So I'm going to put some points in. Speed limit's 25 over the points, and as you can see these are your speed limit signs. 75 is the highest, although the train won't be going that fast.
It's high time to buy a beautiful locomotive together with a few freight cars.
Most situations I would probably build a triangle, but it's not necessary for this case. So I'm just going to leave it like that and buy a train. And what does it say? I need to have 3 freight cars for silver ore. So click on the depot, buy vehicles. With every depot it's the same, you just click on the depot and it will take you to the respective screen that you need. A nice thing about buying vehicles such as trains is you can, for example, type in the number 10 if you wanted to buy 10. Add whatever you want and then it's going to charge you for 10 of them, so you will buy 10 of these. In this case I just want the 1. And I don't need the passenger wagons, just the freight wagons.
What a handsome iron horse. Time to send it on its maiden journey.
So I'm going to click on the depot, click on the train, and send it onto line 2.
Ore transport is picking up speed. With a little luck it'll make you richer than all the silver in Nevada ever.
Delivering silver ore. Wait until your train has delivered the silver ore to the silver works. So you can see the wood trucks continue to deliver wood, and our train has come to collect silver ore. And off it goes. If you click on the vehicle, you get a zoomed in shot here. Let's go and stay on it so you can press locate.
Yes, deed is done. The first train is rolling down.
And then it will take you to where that vehicle is. We've even got a enter cockpit button, so you press this one and it will give you a view. If you look in the bottom right of the screen, it will tell you the current speed. The bottom center will tell you where it's heading for and which line it's on, and then the bottom left of the screen tells you how much cargo out of the total you've got. So for example, we've got 5 out of 21. So that's those controls. Fabulous fun. So this is just
a big round
asking us to enter the cockpit camera, which we just did. So I'm going to do that again.
Hooray! There's no end to the rejoicing. It's all thanks to you.
And that's one of the challenges, just entering the cockpit camera, because this is just a tutorial. What's this? Dry feet. It'll also be flashing at times, so let's go on that.
Thanks to your railroad, silver smelting is moving fast and furious. Meanwhile, all sorts of fine ladies and high-class gents get off in Carson City. Make sure they don't ruin their good shoes on the muddy streets. Find out about the needs of your future passengers.
So the land use layer is this button in the top left, and it's going to show you what people in the area do. So for example, if it's just a living area, if there's factories, industrial works, it's going to tell you all that information. And this will be important for later on in the game, because there are some challenges where you have to both transport passengers and do all of your metalwork, whether that's by train, plane, it gets really complicated, but this of course helps you to understand everything, so let's do that now. Go into our data layer, which is this area here with the $sign.
Your services are needed to the same degree everywhere in town.
So it's telling us that the commercial area, which is the blue one, are these buildings here. The green, which is the residential, where people are living, and the industrial, where the factories are. Your services are needed to the same degree everywhere in town. Build a bus stop in each of the highlighted areas in Carson City. This is Virginia, so I'm going to click on Carson City, and it's going to tell us where it wants us to build bus stops. So it wants one for each area. That makes a lot of sense. Residential, commercial, and industrial. And because of these road ends, I'm just going to nicely add a depot at the end of the road, which makes a lot of sense. So let's go to buildings and on road depot. And let's put our depot right there. Actually, it needs us to build the stops first. So let's do that. In this case, you have to do it in that order because that's the tutorial. In most cases, you can build it in whatever order you want. So let's put one there, one there, and one there.
Make sure your coaches don't miss any stops.
Link new stops in Carson City to a line. So I'm going to make a line, a new line, click and add the stations. So yellow first, which is Willow Street. It's just going to name these automatically. Park Street and Dogwood Street.
Where the horses can be hitched up and the coaches can wait.
So now it wants us to build a depot. So I'm going to go here to where I was going to build the depot and put it in. Road depot. Well, there should do.
Purchase a few coaches with horses so that you can get started.
Buy 3 horse-drawn carriages for passengers in the newly built depot and allocate them to a line. So I'm going to do just that. So here we can buy our passenger carriage, as it says cargo type is passengers. So let's buy 3 of those and allocate them to line number 3.
Great! The first passengers are already waiting.
And because we're carrying passengers in this case, if you look above the stops, when there are people waiting, it's going to have a little person sign. I don't think there's
The
people waiting at the
Territorial
minute.
Enterprise reports. A beast is up to no good in the area. According to eyewitnesses, it leaped from tree to tree, was at least 10 feet tall, had a shaggy black pelt, and enormous feet. Asked the reporter...
So you can see this little sign here, above the stop. That shows you there's people waiting. Find the next clue. So it's wanting us to look for another yellow question mark, which is over here.
The good man was happy to provide information. The monster got a few feet taller with each whiskey you bought him. Word.
Monster. There's loads of these really weird and quite humorous scripts. I don't know why they've added them in, but you know, it makes the game a bit more interesting, as well as telling you your tasks. And essentially it gives you something to do whenever you're waiting, so it doesn't allow you to get bored, essentially. So I'm going to click on this again.
Old Cartwright and his son didn't
take
too kindly to your visit to the Ponderosa.
So let's go on this next option here.
The Territorial Enterprise reports. The wild man is dead. His body was committed to the waters of Lake Tahoe, where it will sink to a depth of over 600 feet. Be encased, motionless in a block of ice, and shrink to the size of a small child due to the high pressure.
Small child.
Guess not much can be done about that.
Yeah, some of these are quite funny. And now it says we've transported nearly all our passengers.
Where not too long ago there was nothing more than a dreary two-bit town, a magnificent little city now flourishes, thanks to your transportation services. The locals even call it the Miracle of Carson City. More and more people want to try their luck there. Obstacles shouldn't be put in their way. Get into the passenger business. Your tickets will be the hottest item in town. Make sure that the rest of the world is
a passenger station in Carson City, so it wants us to build a railway connecting Carson and Reno. So in the green box, I assume, is where they want us to put the station. So let's build a train station right there. Passenger terminus station. As you go further on in the game, you'll see you'll get more and more options. So there will be a regular passenger and cargo station instead of just being a terminus, which has the building on the side rather than at the end. So let's connect Reno with Carson City. Let's go to Reno. So I thought I would need to build a station, but actually there's already one installed. So I just need to connect them by tracks. So let's connect them by tracks here. And it's going to go outside the box if I just join them like that. So I'm going to show you how to get over that. Just build about halfway, which is about there. And then from here, join them together. And it will join them up nicely.
Buy a train arrangement that brings people from all over the world to Carson City.
So it wants us to go to Carson City, so I'm going to build the depot nearer to Reno. So the train goes from there to Carson City. So let's build a depot. Again, using M and N to manipulate the structure. I'm going to put this about here. And then join it up with tracks. And then buy a train. 30 is fine. On the depot, let's go. Buy vehicles. Let's buy just the one train for now. And it says 3 passenger carriages, so I'm going to buy 3 passenger carriages. Let's buy.
Time to inaugurate the line from Reno to Carson City, the town built on silver.
And let's allocate it. In fact, actually, we haven't even made the line yet. So let's make a new line. Oh,
there's firewood up in Glenbrook.
Just for quick reference, if you want to check where a line is, you click on the line at the side here and it will tell you where. So I can see line 1 is there and it tells me where the stops are as well. Line 2 is there, line 3 is there. So I need to make a new one, connect Reno with Carson City. Now I can add the train to line number 4.
We're off and running. Everyone is dead set on riding your beautiful railroad.
And now it says bring people to Carson City, bring people to Reno. So while the train's doing that, I'm going to do this next task.
There's firewood up in Glenbrook that'll get the steam engines in the silver works puffing real nice. But watch out that you don't cross paths with the Cartwrights from the Ponderosa Ranch. They're not the kind of folks to tangle with.
Okay, so let's avoid the Cartwrights. Press accept.
You barely got away from the Cartwright boys. Now get a respectable load of logs down to the valley as fast as possible before the ranchers come back again.
So I'm assuming the ranch is where we were before. No, it's not. It's from here, a new location. Deliver logs from the ranch to the timber supply. And because there's nothing here, of course, I'm going to build a truck station, which is going to be connected to Ponderosa Ranch. So let's build a truck station. So let's complete that line I made earlier, this line here. Add a station from there to Carson City. Now I'm going to click on the depot, the 3 vehicles, and move them to line 5. And now it's going to wait for us to complete that challenge. So let's check on how our railway is doing. We've got 11 people out of 20 from Reno to Carson, and we're bringing people from Carson to Reno. We've got 18 out of 20 so far. And here we go, we've got 2 people sign on here, meaning there's quite a few. So we can see there's a lot of people on the trains. There seems to be also good traffic on the buses as well. There's people waiting at each stop, so that's good to see. Got good economic growth by the looks of it. And as you can see, because we've started up this line, it's got the wood stacking up there for our trucks to take. Of course, this was just a side task from the railway building task. And that's something I really enjoy about this game. It always gives you something to do. There's never a time where you're just sat there doing nothing. Although in this instance you kind of are. But for the most part, there's always something for you to do, which is really, really good. See, there's a silver ore processing plant there. So if you were to want to build a truck station or something, you could maybe build it at the end of this road, deconstruct these buildings and deliver from there. But in this case, the train is taking it from there to Virginia, of course. And that's it.
It's the dawning of the 20th century. Mankind is...
So guys, I hope you've enjoyed that video. Thank you so much for watching. Again, this is the Meridian Apurture. Please do like, comment and subscribe. I would really appreciate any more subscribers. If you enjoy my videos, if you like my tech videos, if you like this video, please leave a comment down below and let me know. Also, if any of you guys would like to know the specs of my PC, please also leave a comment down below and I will let you know in the comments section. Again, thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment and subscribe and hit the bell icon to receive notifications every time I post a new video, and I will see you in the next one.